Hello everyone and welcome back to Nightwind Archer. I hope you've been enjoying the Let's Play. I certainly have. I've been having probably the most fun I've ever had with a Let's Play, so I hope that's coming through. Let's go ahead and continue our adventure from last time. We are still continuing to explore Khenarthi's Roost, but I have a suspicion that this might be the last time, or the last episode, that we're on Khenarthi's Roost, because we're getting close to the end. But first, let's go ahead and apply a skill point that I have available. I actually have two available, so let's go ahead and apply those. Let's advance our Strife ability. Now both of these are still Magicka skills. This one increases the damage done, but reduces the healing caused, and heals only target yourself. You know, I think this is the one because I'm going to be a solo player in this RP. I'm not going to be, you know, helping other people or playing in groups. So healing an additional target doesn't make a lot of sense. So Swallow Soul is going to be what I pick. And I want to start picking up some passives. Do I have some Wood Elf passives? Yes, I do. Increase your stamina recovery by 86. Let's get that. Okay, there's those two skills. As you know, I have a bunch of champion points, but I am not applying them at all. My champion skill trees are completely empty, and I plan to keep it that way because questing is already easy as it is. Okay, so what are we doing next in Khenarthi's Roost? Well, let's take a look at our map. And as you can see, that map completion there on the left is getting really close to done. So it seems like really we need to do this site. We need to look at the Temple of the Dark Moon. And we also need to come into this area near Bolga's hunting camp and pick up a quest over there. So let's go ahead and just double check to see where it's going to take me. And that's exactly where it's going to take me. But on the way over there, let's go ahead and stop right here. And let's see what this place is and see if there's anything interesting to do there. Okay, here we are. We have just arrived at the Temple of the Dark Moon. And what is the Temple of the Dark Moon? Why is it here and what is its purpose? Looks like an old ruin, sort of. Okay, I cannot speak to him. He's a beggar. But looks like he's just rummaging through this old temple, see if there's anything. Ah, this is the Tale of the Two Moons. This is a book here that I have actually read. I'm stuck. Can't get out here. I'm trapped. There we go. You trapped me in there. Okay, yes, I think I have read this before, and it was like a poem. Yeah, so I've read that before, but yeah, so, all right, so not really much to see here. That'll happen sometimes. Sometimes we'll look at these old ruins and all we get to do is just appreciate them. Let's just appreciate these ruins for what they are. Okay, so let's move on to the next place and see if there's anything interesting further down the way. All right, let's go. Okay, it appears that we are getting really close now. We should be here in about the middle of the Windcatcher Plantation.
Joining the Dominion isn't about what is taken from you, but what we gain from each other.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting way of putting it. So this is a Dominion, or a Thalmor representative.
As part of the Dominion, you will gain security.
Okay, so he's trying to convince these locals that, hey, the Dominion is a good thing and welcome us. We are here to help each other achieve our mutual.
Roost and the Dominion. Together, we'll achieve unity.
There you go. So that's cool. She's just here to convince the locals that, hey, you know.
Over here.
Who said over here?
Coming. There's no change, Auntie. The sickness is spreading.
Tell the spinner she must do something. It can't spread to the plantation.
She's doing all she can. I'm sure of it.
The sickness is spreading and don't let it spread. Oh my goodness, look at this big tree. Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful tree. Unfortunately, it does appear to be very sick. It's got this very sick green to it, green gas coming out of it. I'm actually going to get a screenshot of this really quick. 1 second. All right, so let's get a closer look at what is happening here. It does appear that to be
your pain, old one. I'm doing what I can.
Spinner Benayath.
Windcatcher Plantation depends on the great tree, yet it sickens before my eyes. Our fates are like leaves in its branches.
So what's wrong with the great tree?
Do you see that strange miasma? It appeared on the great tree after the hurricane, like a sickness. I've done what I can, but I fear it's not enough.
Is there anything I can do?
There's a cave directly beneath us. I called a spirit there to heal the great tree's roots, but it hasn't returned. Would you see what holds the spirit back, and aid it if you can?
I see. I'll find the spirit and I'll help it if I can.
I can feel the spirit's frustration. It wants to help the great tree, but something prevents it.
So, what is so important about this great tree?
The great tree shields Windcatcher Plantation from the winter winds and keeps our settlement shaded from the heat of the summer. Its story entwines with ours.
Okay, so it provides shade and blocking some of the winds. Sounds like so it doesn't seem to have any supernatural uses. Just seems like a natural use of a tree. But how is it different, though, from any other tree?
When the wind goddess Kanathi first traveled across the heavens, legends say she grew tired and rested in the branches of a small sapling before resuming her journey. That sapling became the great tree, and gave Windcatcher Plantation its name.
So it was touched by a goddess. So what can I do to help the nature spirit?
The spirit is old and powerful. It seeks to move from root to root, aiding the great tree as it's able. But it's a healing spirit of singular purpose. It doesn't know how to defend itself.
I see. So is this spirit in danger?
I'm uncertain. If so, the spirit must be protected from harm while it heals the great tree's roots. It knows what it must do.
All right, I'll go help it. Okay, so it appears that the storm that happened out in the ocean somehow caused this. I'm not really sure how, but somehow it's grown sick. Let's see if we can find the cave that is underneath this location. And if we can find the cave, well, here's a sky shard, so that's nice. That's gonna give us a third of a skill point. I don't know if I'm on the threshold of getting a full one yet. And, oh, okay, I was right on the threshold, so I got a full skill point. And, okay, so let's go ahead and apply that skill point then. Let's see, what can I get? Well, medium armor sounds good. Increasing my critical damage, increasing stamina recovery. I'll go there, get some passives. All right, let's head inside this cave. Oh, there's already a Dominion soldier here. Narway.
Been a Kwama master for over a decade. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm up to my neck in droppings, and I sure could use a hand getting out.
What seems to be the problem?
Ever try piloting a ship through a hurricane while your entire cargo of Kwama eggs hatch and go bug nuts? Been there. Can't recommend it. After we wrecked, they made a Kwama line toward this cave. I came after them, but they're a bit distracted.
What are they distracted by?
They always get surly after hatching, but these Kwama are downright unsociable. I tried to stop them from chewing on those huge roots. They objected. Bumped into a fine-looking tree trunk on my way out. Thought I was done for, but it kept walking.
I see. That was probably the spirit that was attempting to heal the roots.
Oh? Kwama didn't take to it, whatever it was. I heard them munching on it, same as those roots. The little one seems scared of it. If you can help the pretty tree trunk do what it needs to do, I bet they'll head back this way.
And what about the big ones?
If they'd stop eating those giant roots, they might get better. But I don't blame you if you have to put down a few to save the rest. Just be careful. Nothing fiercer than a crazed Kwama. Not even my sister-in-law.
All right, thank you for the information. Try to get some first aid or something. Okay, so it all becomes clear now. He was on a ship carrying Kwama eggs to who knows where. There's a Kwama scrib right there. And it looks like they came down into this cave looking for shelter, and they ended up corrupting the tree. So turns out that hurricane did a lot more damage in this area than just the immediate effects. There seems to be some knock-on effects as well. So let's protect this spirit here. Okay, so this spirit is doing its thing, but it can't defend itself, and this thing is chewing on the roots. So I'm going to help this little nature guardian, help her heal these roots and protect her from the Kwama that are infesting this area. Okay, looks like she's calming these Kwama down. Yeah, they're running away. They're leaving the tree alone. Oh boy, looks like we've got some more corrupted Kwama over here. Look at these guys. All right, Nature Guardian, do your thing. Heal these guys. This tree is in bad shape. Ugh, those things are so gross. Kind of remind me of the thing from Predator. Or Alien, the movie. Okay, they're gone. All right, look, maybe one more batch here. Heal this last batch of Kwama. Okay, and they're saved. All right, so it looks like we've done the majority of the work we needed to do to heal this tree, at least stop the bleeding. So I don't know if this completely fixes everything, but it should at least stop the bleeding. The Kwama scribs should leave here pretty soon. Okay, Spinner Benayath.
Praise Ifrey. The miasma has cleared, yet I sense this begins a new chapter for the great tree. Though the creatures gorge themselves upon its roots, this was a passing instinct. They can be taught to strengthen the great tree.
Whoa, they can be taught to strengthen? Are you sure the Kwama won't harm the great tree?
The Kwama will soon learn the cave is their nest and treat the spirit as their queen. Together, they'll guard the cave against intruders who seek to harm the great tree. A new story can frighten any creature, until it realizes its role within.
Wow. I hope they're that intelligent. Thank you for the root splitter axe. Okay, so there you go, the root of the problem. It appears that the miasma has cleared and you restored the great tree to the Windcatcher Plantation. So this is one of the few storylines here on Khenarthi's Roost that don't involve drugs. What do you know? While we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at Care of Kwama. That should be pretty close by. Right over here, yes. We can see that they've caged up some of the Kwama, I guess for safekeeping now until they've trained them. Hopefully Narway will be able to train these guys. Let's see.
Thought I was ruined, but that Spinner Beneath says Windcatcher Plantation will pay for the Kwama to live in that cave. I'm not above taking coin from crazy folk. Might even be enough to repair my ship.
Hey, looks like it could be a win-win. That could be a win for you and a win for them. So how about that? And what about this book here? What does it say? We've got a few pages. So Care of Kwama by Karen Telle. While the insectoid creatures known as Kwama originated in Morrowind, do not be so surprised to find them elsewhere in Tamriel. The creatures have been transported, intentionally or otherwise, to many different parts of the world. The barbarous Dunmer, for example, keep the creatures in egg mines because they find them a delicacy. Good eating, as one toothless old sot told me. I cannot imagine what passes for good food among the Dark Elves that they would eat insect eggs. But the Dunmer may be on to something, in their own backward way. Kwama are, indeed, excellent miners. They prefer to live underground, creating elaborate tunnel systems as they build their warrens. The creatures consume organic material from the earth and appear to actually excrete minerals they cannot digest, such as gemstones, gold, and iron. Wow, that's really useful. As an experiment, the Aldmeri Dominion is transporting Kwama eggs to various outer territories. There, small Kwama mines can be established. The Kwama can dig to their heart's content, if they have hearts, and our Kwama keepers can pull the minerals from their refuse. I feel like they should know if they have hearts just by dissecting them or seeing dead ones. Much more efficient than using Argonian captives. The bugs at least feed themselves. There are several different Kwama types within the species, and each must be dealt with in a different way. Kwama scribs are the Kwama young and are easily managed. They are voracious but strongly influenced by food. Scribs hatch from long eggs and grow from the size of a long man's foot to the length of a large dog. The scrib may evolve into one of the other types, or it may die. Kwama foragers explore the outer mine areas and are known to search the surface of the world for new territory. Kwama keepers have learned to steer foragers toward potential mine sites and away from Dominion settlements, for Kwama undermining can cause sinkholes. It is important for a Kwama keeper to know when a forager can be managed, as the forager must be dispatched before it can return to the mines. Workers are the most useful of the Kwama and will tirelessly dig away, expanding their warrens and searching for food. It is possible for a Kwama keeper to use a goad to push workers toward or away from specific sites, but risky. Workers will fight back, and an uprising in a Kwama mine is a violent and dangerous event. A few scribs grow up to become warriors, while some uneducated souls think that killing the warriors keeps the rest in line. This expert disagrees. Killing the warriors causes more scribs to evolve into the mine's protectors, and soon you have nothing but the violent creatures to deal with. What's more, the warriors can command lesser Kwama, which mean an uprising is almost certain. If a warrior must be killed, do it quickly and away from the rest of the nest. Finally, the Kwama Queen. She is a huge, bloated creature, nearly immobile and very rare. Not all hives have queens. Now that's crazy. Many are just offshoots of greater hives, but all eggs are born of a Kwama queen. If one encounters a queen, move away quickly. They are not pleasant creatures and cannot be influenced. Every Kwama in a hive will throw itself at a perceived invader to protect the majestic corpulence of their queen. Wow, very interesting, detailed discussion of Kwama. I actually did not realize that they extrude the gems and things that they can't digest, so that makes them like super miners. They're way better than humans, it sounds like. Like, the efficiency of a Kwama, you know what, all those Kwama mines make sense now. They completely make sense. It's because these things dig like crazy and they leave you with all the goodies in their wake. So totally get the Kwama thing now. All right, let's move on. It looks like we have to discover one other place, the Bolga's hunting camp. And as we can see, this is the very last thing on our list. That's the last thing on our completion guide. So let's head over there and see what we find. Okay, so here we are at the Bolga's hunting camp. It seems that we have, well, exactly what was on the label, a hunting camp. And we have a nice little wood elf here, another player, just chilling here in front of the fire. I kind of want to, like, I always love that when I see other people doing RP. Like right here in front of a campfire, staying warm. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Very cool. This potato seems to be staying warm as well. So over here, we have Bolga's Guide to Island Beasts. We'll definitely take a look at that. This is a beggar. This does not appear to be the Bolga that I am in search of. Let's see what Bolga's Guide to Island Beasts says. As we can see, it's a few Pages. So, by Bolga Grabber, huntswoman of Mistral. Beasts from all over Tamriel come here on trade ships. Those that find killing easy call this island home. From weak to strong, Bolga tells you where to find them, how to best them, whether they are good for eating. Skeevers, big rats from up north, pack roamers. Meat is good for stew, very stringy. Live in burrows under sand. Camping on beach? Bad idea. Water comes up and skeevers with it. Better to camp on rocks, solid ground. Jump like tiny tigers, sometimes spin about. You think they are running? Do not be fooled. You wonder why Bolga has only one hand? This is why. Stand firm. Ready a shield if you have one to keep both your hands. Wow, so a skeever bit off one of her hands. That's pretty rough. Aelits. Mouths on legs, eat anything they wrap their teeth around, go anywhere their legs carry them. Meat is tough, gamey, and sometimes poisonous. Solitary, tend toward easy prey like sheep, enough in one place. They raid thunderbug nests. Okay. Aelid attack with bites, but feet are more deadly. If one crouches, get your guard up. They are high jumpers. Thunderbugs. Keep to themselves, nest in soft dirt near trees and under ridges. Lay eggs and guard them from anything that gets near. Eggs are sweet and tingly going down. Get their name from the shock you get when you bite one. Oh, when they bite you, sorry. They can also shock from a distance. If one tries it, punch it in the head until it stops. Okay. Some bugs bigger than others spit tiny shock balls and call thunder from the sky. Bolga suggests avoiding these. You cannot fight the weather. I think I've read this book before, but giant snake, hard to find. Occasionally eat small boats. Jesus. Find one swimming, make for land. If it catches you, it will drag you under. Bolga has only fought one on land. When it was close to death, it coiled up, its wounds started to close. When Bolga saw this, she ran and did not look back. Suggest you do the same. So there you go, a quick guide to island beasts of Kynarthi's Roost. And that is here at apparently what would be Bolga's camp. And it appears that she is not here, though. Bolga is not here. Well, that does it. As you can see on the left there, we have completed the entire zone. I have not found all of the little bits of notes and a little bit of books, but I'm not going to run around the entire island just reading every individual book. I like to read them as they complement what I am currently doing. So that means there's only one thing left to do, and that is to sail to Auradon and go to this quest marker here. We have done everything we can do in this area, and that will be next episode. I hope you enjoyed this sort of short episode. We did save the tree from being corrupted. It was a lot of fun. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I certainly did, and I will see you next time.